All right, guys, today we're going to talk about different types of financing involved with first time homebuyer purchases, how available they are to you. And the number one question I'm getting lately is how old is that roof?
You better get fired up.
All right, happy Wednesday, guys. I've got the comments on. Whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, if you've got any questions, comments, anything like that, please put it over there. I'm not going to be able to see it while I'm looking at the MLS, which I'm about to share with you. But when I get done, I will check it out. And if there is something that you have asked, I will certainly get back and answer that question. So I am going to share screen here in just a second. And what you're seeing is our MLS. So the MLS is what a realtor is able to see to pull different listings from and information and all that good stuff. When you look at a Zillow, Realtor, Redfin, even some of the bigger, eXp Realty or Keller Williams or Coldwell Banker, any of these big websites, these sites have what are called IDX feeds. Even my personal website, findafloridahouse.com, it's got an IDX feed that you pay for, and you're essentially building a relationship with that MLS, right? This is our local MLS, and you're pulling data from it. It doesn't give you all the data, but it gives you a lot of the data that most buyers are interested in. So this is as accurate as it comes. This is where all the major sites you're probably looking at are getting their information. Okay, so we're going to come in here and we're going to look at Port St. Lucie. And what I want to first look at, you can see right up here in the top left, there are 1,262 options available for purchase, right? Condos, townhouses, single family homes, NHOAs, not HOAs, 2 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, whatever, at all price ranges. How many are accepting VA and FHA financing? This is a big challenge about a year or two ago, even 3 years ago, where the buyer's market was so hot. It was a seller's market, but for buyers, it was so hot that they could not put an offer in unless they were cash. And if they got lucky, they could put a conventional offer in and get it accepted. It was incredibly challenging, not impossible, but incredibly challenging to get an FHA or VA offer accepted, right? So I'm going to come in right now. And for those who might be thinking, is that still the same deal? I want to show you that it's not. It has changed, and you've got more. Where are we looking here? More options. So we're going to look at FHA and VA. So FHA, I'm going to write this down. FHA. There are 862 options available that you can submit FHA financing on, and they'll consider it, right? Okay, cool. Let's look at VA. VA is $799. It's very similar, just a little bit less. In my opinion, there's no reason I would take one of those loans and not the other one. I don't understand why. That's very interesting, but it is what it is. No, I can't think of one. So, and that is again out of what, 1262. So that looks like about, I don't know why I'm guessing here because I know I'm going to be off. I'll say 75%. Let's see. 862 divided by 1262. So 68. Wow, it's even less than that. 68% of your options out there will accept FHA financing. And if you're looking at VA financing, it's 63%, right? So roughly 2 out of every 3. Before it was way less. Way less. And let's actually look at, and I'm going to break this down in 2 different ways, right? Let's look at what is closed since the beginning of the year. And right, here we go. But I do want to break this down. So you're going to see, let's see if it'll show us. Is there 1,149? 1,149. Okay, so there are 1,149 sales in this market in Port St. Lucie since the beginning of the year, right? So how many of them sold FHA or VA? So what I'm going to do, I forget what this term is called. So we're going to go look one of them up here in just a second. Let's look up this one. And if I come to the bottom, it is called terms of sale. Okay, so let's go back to edit search. And I'm going to come into here, add a field. terms of sale, and we want to add FHA and VA. So VA out of those 1149, wow, it was 56. Now that doesn't mean they wouldn't accept a VA offer. They might only had 56 that were actually submitted, right? I will say for a VA offer to be submitted, it's got to be a veteran, and only a certain amount of our population is veterans. So you're not going to see quite as much. I'm assuming FHA is considerably bigger. It's 229. So 229 and 56 plus 56 equals 285 divided by the 1149 we had in sales. That's roughly 1 out of every 4 is closing on an FHA or VA loan. I remember when the market was at its peak, it was less than 10% that were actually accepting FHA and VA loans. So you can see a lot of these are getting them accepted. And you got to remember, again, at 25%, that doesn't in any way tell us how challenging it is to get a VA or FHA offer accepted, because you don't know. This might have been 100% of all that were offered. It might have been 10% of all that were offered. You'll never know, right? But at least we know 1 out of every 4 closing is FHA or VA. That, in my opinion, knowing that the number was less than 10% maybe a year and a half ago, this is promising to me. So now I want to look up something else, and we're going to go back to, let's go to edit search. In fact, let's just do a new search. I want to look at roof age, and I want to do this for you buyers, but I also want to do it for you sellers. A lot of you guys don't know that if your realtor doesn't understand this, and I think some of them just got in a bad habit and they're not entering it correctly, you're going to miss out on showings. You're going to miss out on showings. You want to enter the roof information correctly. So we're going to come in right now, active 1262. Okay. I'm going to come into any one of these. And if I go Control F, roof, you can see right here, year roof installed 2017. This person did it right. They did it right. Okay. Now, when I come back, I'm going to come here and go, see if we can add, where is it? Year roof installed. I don't know if I can add this. I've never tried to. What I'm trying to do, I don't think I can. I want to see how many people. Okay, let's do this. I know how we'll fix this. So your roof installed is, what year was it installed? Because a lot of people right now with the insurance issues we're facing in Florida, if a roof is 19, 20, 21 plus years old, it's going to have to be replaced, or it's going to have to be certified that it's got X amount of years left on it for insurance. And if it's not replaced but certified, your insurance rates are almost always going to be considerably higher than on a newer roof, right? That's just the fact of the matter. So there is a thousands of dollars a year difference between a home that's got an older roof and a home that's got a newer roof. So looking at that, that's one of the biggest things I'm looking at when I'm doing searches, specifically with first-time home buyers and those lower price points, specifically with people who are tight on their budget, okay? So when we come in, we've got 1,262 available options. And I'm going to come to, let's come down here, add a field, roof, your roof installed. No homes in Port St. Lucie were built before 1900. You can see 383 out of the 1,262 actually put a date in there. That's 30%. That means 70% didn't, right? So I'm going to show you, let's go max of 1900. Okay, so we've got 100. That means, oh, what's that? 30. So that's a little less than 10%. So that means almost 60% of agents aren't even filling that field in. Why wouldn't you fill that field in? One reason you wouldn't fill that field in is because you know the roof is old and you don't want to disclose it. Well, I can tell you, for a realtor like me who's moving fast, if you don't enter the roof, I just automatically assume it was put on in 04, 05 and it's 18, 19 years old. It's old, right? It's not giving you a shot at getting my showing. So you're not losing or gaining anything by putting it in. But if you put it in, let's say I'm really busy, and let's say I've got time to show 3 houses, And I've got 7 on a list that pop up when I throw my buyer's criteria in there. And they need to know how old the roof is. And you've got an old roof. And they'll work with it. They just want to know because they want to run the numbers. They're very numbers focused, which some analytical buyers are. 3 of the homes have dates, and maybe they're all older roofs. The other 4 don't give me dates. As a guy who's working fast, you've got to think, what is a buyer's agent going to do? If a buyer's agent says, man, on these 3, I can immediately give them information and they can run numbers. With these 4, it's going to take me more phone calls. I got to wait for agents to pick up. Only 16% agents pick up their phone. It's going to be a lot more work and a lot more time. I'm going to give them these 3. And now you just lost out on an opportunity as a seller to get your home in front of somebody, and you're not even aware of why. You'll never even know why. It's little things like that that separate true professionals in this field from other people, right? So you want to make sure the roof date is in there. If you're a seller, as soon as your agent puts this on the market, go back and check it. Listen, even phenomenal agents make mistakes, especially administrative mistakes. Go back, look at it. If something's wrong, tell your agent, right? Let them know. I'd love to know if I made a mistake. Let me know. I'm going to fix it instantly. It helps you. It helps me. And honestly, it helps the buyer, which we want to make sure they're in a good position to purchase the home too. So when you come in, if you are tighter on budget and you want your insurance to be low and you want to look at homes that have roofs of a certain age or younger, let's say you're looking at 10-year-old roofs or younger, and you're like, Joe, I'll go to 2013. That's it. Nothing older. Okay, great. And we're going to look on here, and I've got 262 options. Yeah, but Joe, I can only go up to $400,000. Okay, cool. List price, 400 grand. Now we've got 87 options. Yeah, but Joe, I don't want a townhouse or a condo. I want something that is a standalone home. Okay, single family detached. And we've got 50 options. All right. Yeah, but Joe, I've got to have at least 3 bedrooms. I don't want any 2 bedrooms. I should have said 4 because I don't think this is going to limit us enough. We got 38. This is going to get us to 0. Yeah, but Joe, I want a private pool. There can't possibly be one of these with a private pool. Oh, there's 5. So you got 5 options. So now we come in, and I know immediately all of these 5 options are under 400 grand. They all have at least 3 bedrooms. They all have a private pool, and they all have roofs that the listing agent is claiming was built in, or put on in 2013 or more recently. Man, how helpful is that? So as buyers doing these searches, just know that you can come on and you can see that stuff if you've got an agent who can go in and look that detailed information up for you. Guys, again, if you've got any questions in the future, if there's anything you want me to look into in the market, I do this every single Wednesday at the same time, 12:30 p.m., and I'm more than happy to help you in any way I can. Have a phenomenal week, and thanks for joining me.